My breast cancer diagnosis was in actually the 1st of February 2017. I always think I can do it until I start talking about it. It happened very quickly, and within a week I was in surgery. 2 weeks later I was back for more surgery because they found it was a lot more extensive. So yeah, the breast cancer diagnosis at the time was something I just pretty well almost sailed through because I didn't realise what I was facing. I didn't notice a lot of emotions, but the first thing I did think of was the financial aspect. Because when they first say you've got breast cancer, and they said to me it was early stage and the best one to have if you're going to have it, and I was quite flippant about it, to be quite honest. So it wasn't until probably almost 3 weeks after diagnosis that we realised it was a lot more serious. So once I realised I'd be facing a lot more surgery and chemotherapy and radiotherapy, my first thoughts turned to finances, and the first thing I did was contact my mortgage broker and say, I'm going to need money. I had no idea what I was going to need. I just had read so many stories about how much it costs to have cancer. I've got private health insurance. I was at the top level, and it was just, I don't know what made me think about checking my policy, but I think I eventually rang EQ, and I got the policy out and had a look, and my first thoughts were, oh, that's good. It looks like I might be able to claim 20% of my policy, because there were different grades of cancer for different payments. And then within a short space of time, Simone got in touch, and I was basically eligible. It looked like I was eligible to claim for the full payout on the major trauma. It was such a relief. It was unbelievable, yeah. So yeah, look, it was a relief. It was actually shock at first. It was shock that, you know, I'd paid all this money for all these years, and all of a sudden I knew why I'd done it. It's interesting though, and I don't regret it, but it was probably not even a year previously I'd been into EQ, and we'd gone through all my insurances and plans. And because I was getting up into my 60s, every year when the insurance came in, it was so much more. The cost was so much greater. It's just from that very moment, I think that's made it easy to deal with it. And you know, so many people that I read about even now and hear about that have had so many problems with their cancer treatment, and I never did at the time because I just think I didn't have those extra financial concerns. So I had 3 surgeries in the end, in the late February and end of March. I was then rushed into chemo because I'd had to have the third surgery. Chemo started April 2017. That finished June, July 2017. That was pretty harsh. And then I had radiotherapy. So my last actual treatment for cancer was in December 2017. I had a year off work. Having that policy made it such an easy thing to do. It's just beyond comprehension how easy it made it. So much relief. I was able to meet all my bills, travel in the end, so it's made such a difference. I went back to work almost 12 months to the day after my diagnosis, and was able to gradually return to work. So again, without the financial pressure, I didn't have to push myself physically over the line. So I've been back full time now for 12 months, and I'm loving it. Life's great, and I'm as healthy as. They always say that having breast cancer or going through something like this changes you. And for a lot of the journey, I thought, no, it hasn't changed me. I'm still the same person. And then I woke up one day and I thought, I have changed. Excuse my expression, but I have a new philosophy on life, and that is I don't give a shit anymore. Nothing worries me. It's just, it is what it is. And it wasn't a conscious effort. It's just something that's evolved. I love it. Since I've had the cancer, my outlook on finances and money has changed. So through the journey, it was the reassurance of knowing that I didn't have to worry, and that it also gave me time and the ability to plan and have a really good post-cancer celebration, which I did. Lovely holiday. In fact, I had 2. I have a wonderful new journey I'm about to embark on, which is leaving work, retiring, having a gap year, whatever you want to call it. I've been in to see Simone at EQ, and my plans for my future is far brighter financially than I even thought it would be. So I'm terribly excited to be leaving work at the end of June. My plans are to play golf at least 3 times a week and to not plan to do anything. EQ Wealth have passed on so much information, I suppose, and advice, not in that format, that I think it just seems so simple, and I really don't get why people don't get it. I mean, if my cancer had gone on for more than a year, my financial position would have been absolutely extreme if I hadn't have had cover. Getting financial advice even on a super plan, I just don't understand why people don't follow through to do it. It doesn't make sense. It was so easy to do that I don't understand why people don't do it. Retirement for me was always going to be a long way away. I was one of those people that thought, oh, I'll never retire, I'll never be able to afford to, I like my lifestyle. And I have no idea what my life would look like if I hadn't met EQ. But I found out recently that I can retire and take this voluntary redundancy and lead the same lifestyle. May not be 2 cruises a year, but I definitely intend to do one.